Does your relationship have a strong foundation, or a foundation at all? I've been noticing, or I've been talking to a lot of people about relationships, and I've noticed like this reoccurring theme, and it's that a lot of people apparently don't really have a solid foundation when it comes to their relationship. And what I mean by that is like they don't have like almost kind of like set rules. Like, well, I expect this, that, or the other. Um, and I think that might be hurting relationships a little bit. As you know, in the United States, the divorce rate is like ridiculously high, and infidelity is even higher than that. And I think that my personal opinion is I think a lot of that comes from not setting standards, not having standards in your relationship. Like for me personally, I believe that for me a relationship needs to have like respect, it needs to have loyalty, it needs to have honesty, it needs to have great communication, it needs to have trust, it needs to have one of my biggest ones, consistency. I think that consistency is missing from a lot of people's relationships. They feel like, and this isn't always wrong, but they feel like what you do, if you do something, if you like say, for example, oh, I don't want to date a person who smokes, and then later down the road the person like smokes. I don't think you should necessarily be you have a gripe if a person does that, especially if it's said early on. Like when you are friends with the person and you say, I don't date girls or guys who smoke, and then they get into a relationship with you like, oh, I don't do that, then they do it. I think you literally have an honest gripe about that, to complain about that a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but that's a lack of consistency, and I think that lack of consistency gets a lot of people in trouble nowadays in relationships. I know for me personally, like I don't want to tell anybody what to do, so I'll pretty much just talk about me personally. For me personally, I've never been the type of guy who just likes to bounce around from chick to chick. I'm loyal to a fault, so I like dating girls who have like strong potential for I would want to be with for a very long time. Hopefully, marriage have yet to find one that works out like that. But that's just the way that I am. That's just that's the way my DNA is. So consistency, because of that, consistency is important to me, because we get older, we get God willing, we get older, we get wrinkly, our looks fade, our muscles get smaller. We start walking hunched over, but there's going to be certain things about us that's always going to be, certain standards that's always going to be, and so I think there are certain things, characteristic-wise, that you want to look for like consistency. Like for me, honesty. I think honesty should be a consistent thing. If you want to be dishonest with a person, don't be in a relationship with them. If you feel like you don't like the way that they're going to react to something, then that shows that you don't respect, to a degree you don't respect them. And if that's the case, if you don't respect them and you don't want to be honest to them, what did I say? That's two of the things that are huge for me. Then, don't be in a relationship with a person like that. But, like a relationship really is like a building. It's like you have your atypical building, simple square or rectangle. You're gonna have four corners, and each corner is gonna have a pillar, which is what you're gonna use to build the rest of the structure upon. And if those structures are weak, then eventually, one way, shape, or form, north, south, east, or west, the whole building is gonna tip over. So you want to make sure that those beams that are going to support the relationship or the structure are as unbreakable essentially. So I feel like again, I hate to tell people what to do, but I feel like everybody in a relationship, just consider, think about it, meditate on it. When you get into a relationship, what are your standards? You know, what are your standards? What are your pillars to where you're like, the relationship has to have this or has to not have this? Uh, I don't want to date a girl who drinks, or I don't want to date a girl who smokes, or I don't want to date club chicks, or you know, I will only date a girl who's a great communicator. I will only date a girl who understands how to see things from another person's perspective. I will only date a girl who actually communicates. I only date a girl who has the respect for her, or the respect for me that I have for her. I only date consistent girls. So, you know, I think that a lot of people don't think about that. They just like see see a pretty chick or see a pretty dude, see the muscles, see the backside, and they just jump on. Now, if you're looking for a little jump off, a little bit one night stand, hey, do you. But yeah, for the people looking for like serious relationships, you know, don't be willing to, you know, like a lot of people say, don't settle, but they don't finish that saying. Like, what, settle for what? Typically when you say don't settle, it's almost like you're looking for the perfect situation, which, you know, you can come close. Nobody's perfect, but there will be a perfect situation for you. Don't settle for less than that. Yeah, really just don't settle for less than that. You know, the divorce rate in this country is crazy. The infidelity rate is crazy. I think a lot of it is because people settle. I'm a bit of a nerd myself, a bit of an athlete myself. So me personally, I need somebody a little bit nerdy. But I also need somebody educated, you know, somebody with, I used to say common sense, but now the way people act, I like to call it rare sense. So yeah, like, take some time, get to know yourself, what you must have, what you need to avoid. Nobody's perfect. Don't let nobody try to tell you anything's your fault or something's wrong or something's bad because you want it a certain way. That's fine. You know, as long as you respect the fact that you can't make a person do something, you know, that's cool. But at the same time, a person shouldn't tell you that they can do something and then all of a sudden they can't. You know, you get into a relationship with them and they don't show that level of consistency. That's pretty jacked up to do to somebody too. So, you know, show each other some mutual respect. You know what I mean? Like, you know, show each other some mutual respect. If a person tells you what they want and that's not who you are, just let them know. You can still be friends. Maybe something will change down the road, but don't get into a relationship with the person and that's not really who you are, or you don't respect their point of view. Just because you respect it doesn't mean you're changing your point of view. So definitely set some foundation, some guidelines, and you know, it's not even just in relationships. It's in other things. You know what I mean? It's in just in your daily life, work, whatever. But I digress. But definitely make sure you take some time, meditate on this. Think about what are your at least 4 pillars. You can have as many as you want. The more the merrier, the more the better. Or as few as you want. It's up to you. Again, I ain't telling nobody what to do, but go ahead and make sure that you get what you want. You deserve what you want. We only get one life. We shouldn't be in servitude or slavery to anybody else. We shouldn't have nobody making us feel bad about ourselves. And go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your 4 pillars for a successful relationship? Or what did you not have in a relationship that you knew that you should have had? Comment that below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs up. Anyway, go ahead, check out my website. I do a little bit of philosophy and relationship stuff on the side to just help you out on the mental game. Check me out on www.brodericksorrell.com. This is Brody, the #1 boxing personal trainer. You want to if you want to lose a little bit of weight, go ahead and hit me up too. Go ahead and check out the website www.brodericksorrell.com. Share this video, thumbs up, subscribe. I will be doing some type of video at least 3 times a week, so go ahead and tune back in. Until next time, this is Brody Sorrell signing off.